Hey everybody, how's it going? Will here from One Frequency United. Let's go ahead and kick off laying down some guitars for making a punk rock song, right? So all the guitars here are recorded directly into an Avid Carbon that we have. I do have a Neve 1073 that I'll run it through sometimes, depending on the sound that I'm trying to get, but more often than not, just running directly into the Carbon, um, which I know is a little bit out there. A lot of folks will record and they mic up their amp and they do all this other stuff, right? But I can get really wide guitars, I can get any sound that I want running directly into the Carbon and then some of the plugins that I use. But just recently we picked up the 1073 to add some different flavor to our voice, really, to the vocals, but it'll work with guitars. So, please definitely check out the rest of the series as it grows. We're going to continue to put out, videos about laying down guitars, our vocal process, songwriting process, which I believe is a lot different than other bands out there, right? We do everything right here from our recording studio, and I would say home recording studio, but it's not really that. Like, I'm sitting in a pretty kick-ass studio here, right? So we got the vocal booth over there, we got a drum room, full studio setup right here, which is pretty rad. So, but anyways, in the last video we laid down the drums, right? We laid down drums with Superior Drummer 3. I don't think that I'm gonna go ahead and stick with the whatever I was messing around with that. I don't really like it, but for the guitars, I'll lay down two guitars typically, and I use Amplitube 5. Okay. For me personally, I used some presets that are over in Tonenet, so I can go here and log in. And these are the two that I've used on every single album that we've released. Really, we've got Linoleum Hefe and Linoleum Eric for no effects. A couple of our jams have had the Don't Call Me White presets on here. But what this does when you load it up, let's get out of here, and it loads up the settings that somebody has went in, someone from the community has recreated to kind of capture that sound from the album, right? Whether it's totally spot on or not, I don't really care. It sounds great. I love it. It puts together, this Mesa rig, the way that it was mic'd, and some EQ and some different stuff running out, and it gives me the sound that I want, right? So let's take a listen here, and I think we got it muted. Good to go. And this has a built-in tuner right here. If you haven't used Amplitube 5 or you're looking for something to capture some guitar sounds and be able to sit down and record right at home, this is a great way, right? You can get Pro Tools very inexpensively, I believe on a subscription service now. Amplitube is relatively inexpensive, and you can capture just a ton of awesome sounds, right? So it's giving me everything that I need to make all of our albums. All right, so now the recording process, when I'm putting our songs together, at least for the first pass typically, and it depends on what I'm writing, I like to have, I'll follow along with the drums just to make sure that I'm on point. This one's a little bit simpler, and it's a super short, easy punk rock tune, so, but I'll play through it a couple times, to make sure that I got it down, or in this video, again, it's going to be a little bit different because this is our songwriting process. I don't know exactly what I'm playing yet. I've got no lyrics written. I've got no idea what I want to do. I got a little bit of an idea from what I was doing in the last video, but I don't think I'm going to follow that. So bear with me as I kind of find my way. Once I do a couple takes, and then from there we'll go ahead and actually record it. So. try. I'll typically tune it up again, make sure that we're good, but for, for ease of just getting this done's sake, I'm not going to do that. Probably a throwaway song, or maybe we'll throw down some lyrics to it, but it does have a built-in tuner. Definitely enjoy that. Got this, tuner on here on that guitar that I use. But let's go ahead and try and get this track down, and then we'll lay down a second guitar after this, and then in the next video we'll do lead, right? So let's give it a shot. Again, I'll bring up Superior Drummer as I'm going through just to make sure. And I think with this song, the first pass here in the chorus, or whatever we would call this part, I think it needs an extra time, but I think that it does that with this kind of bridgy thing. So I don't know. We'll give it a shot. I think that I can get this down. So let's check it out. Let's not do that. Hang on. I don't know why it's recording the vocals there. All right. Stamped it. Alright, so good to go. That's the first guitar down. I think the first two albums that I did, I would record like one guitar and then copy it and then pan one to the left and one to the right, and it didn't really do anything. So let me get these waveforms actually right. There we go. That was super hot. But whatever. So now what I'll do, and what I've been doing lately, is panning one to the left certainly, and then recording one to the right. So let's get that take down. And for this, typically I'll wear headphones because I can't really capture what I'm doing on the left and the right there. So let's give it a shot. Definitely adore these things. So for this, I just try and make sure that I'm not doing the exact same thing. I'll try and find a different octave or a different area on the fretboard to record. Occasionally I'll throw down the same stuff, but more likely than not, I try for a totally different area on the guitar. So let's give it a shot. So I think that's it there. I think that should be enough. We'll probably mess it up a few times, a couple takes, but we'll give it a shot. Let's try it out. And there you have it. So 2 guitars thrown down that I clearly recorded way too hot, but Actually, I just did that even pick up any of what I was saying? Probably not. So sorry about that, folks. But anyways, let's give it a mix and see where we're at. Cool. I think that's good. And I do think that during some of that, I'm not sure that you guys heard me, so I was sitting here talking like a fool. But that's the recording process for the guitars. Almost without fail, lay them down this way. Do the drums first. Lay down the left guitar, the right guitar. Mix it a little bit. After this, I'll do some soloing, and I'll do that in a different video. I'll typically, knock out a handful, maybe one or two, like a high solo and then a low solo. Pan those. Again, very different. I'll solo through almost all of the songs. One of the engineers that we've been working with lately kind of cuts those out, which is good because if not, I would just solo through everything, which is different for punk rock. But I think it adds a lot to it. But so that's guitars, right? Punk Rock 101, how to make punk rock tunes at home using Pro Tools, Superior Drummer 3, and then Amplitube 5. So we'll definitely throw some links in the description for you all. And I appreciate you watching. Thank you very much.